What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with the Expedition of the Damned. I'm, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick. This is our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition campaign, and we're joined by almost the full cast and crew. We are unfortunately going to be missing our wizard. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but we'll see in a moment. He's out of pocket for tonight. We'll hopefully have him next session. But it's gonna be fine. You know, there's nothing crazy going on tonight. So let's do brief introductions before we get into the grand battle. So let's start off with the one person who wasn't here. He's gonna hit the recap. Pierce Galactic.
What's going on, everybody? It's Pierce Galactic, playing everybody's favorite handgunner, Wolfram Kistler. Last I remember, I was drugged, and then there was a fine nobleman that was trying to defend against a group of evil brigands. That's the last thing I remember. I remember being able to shoot one of the brigands in the head and another one of the brigands in the arm, but then I think they stabbed me in the back with a corrupt sword or something like that. That's the last thing I remember.
Last thing he remembers. Let's slide on down to Nate.
Hey everybody, Nate here. I'll be playing Lucien Levesque, human duelist, now dual master.
Dual master.
Sporting some new talents, maybe some buffed up leadership as of recently.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Ready to lead these troops into battle.
Lead these men. Let's slide on over to Dan Decker.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Dan Decker here, playing Nog Throat Ripper, your local man-eating ogre. I believe not only do I have me wee little pal Roy Rupster, me cook, I do believe I was given command of 10 additional ogres, yeah?
Some man-eaters, yes, indeed.
Yeah, some man-eaters, that's right. Who are making a bit of fun of me for not having me gut plate.
Just a little bit.
We'll I've got a nice fancy one made out of,
though.
Like something was played in, made of like a tin can or something. You know, nice substitute.
It was some shield. It was like a large tower shield that was strapped to your gut.
Not befitting an ogre of my stature, but we'll make up for that.
Make up for it. And last but not least, the Doob 209.
Yes, running Henry, possibly the last time tonight, as we charge gloriously into battle.
Gloriously, indeed.
The last of the nights too. This is where we go extinct.
The last of the nights. We'll see.
We don't know that, bro.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. So
I just like to comment on the level of optimism that the expedition has at this point. It's almost like we're focusing on the damned part and not the expedition.
There's quite a bit of optimism tonight. So we are opening on, last we left off, the crew had managed to flee very successfully away from the burning remnants of the goblin little fort that you guys destroyed, as well as the conch that you managed to destroy as well. And were able to take both Wolfram and managed to get Nog to safety behind the walls. You recuperated, had some interesting conversations while you were in the headquarters of the expedition. Also found a foul rat man sneaking around once again, doing some eavesdropping, perhaps. And Luther had a rather in-depth conversation with his lady in question, who was not too fond of some of the going-ons in recent memory. But needless to say, after taking, I believe it was 2 days, essentially, of rest, trying to recuperate as much as possible, giving Nog time to heal as he was the most in need of physical recuperation out of all of you. With Wolfram remaining unconscious this entire time due to, plot reasons, you were gathered the next day by Nazaro, who had basically informed you that there was going to be a push towards the wall. You were all to meet, and we were going to go over certain components of what was going to happen. When out of the blue, strangely, the winds of magic flared very suddenly within the area of Lashik. And almost jarringly, the wind of Chamon, or the Lord of Metal, as we know it, flexed, and as it did, it kind of like pushed out the other winds, and in so doing created abnormalities in the nearby material realm, as anything that had remnants of metal within it was suddenly infused. The ground and several other components containing base rocks and minerals were forced into large spikes that just kind of just appeared out of the ground, out of some of the buildings. Some of you wearing armor had it temporarily extremely reinforced. In so doing, it also became quite heavy. But needless to say, there are some benefits of the wind in question. But as it ebbs and flows, you met with the current general of the appointed general of Lashik right now, who General Roddy was organizing the push towards the White Skulls that have encircled Lashik. He decided to, utilizing the expedition resources that just came into question, with your recent successes beginning to be lauded in front of him, he nominated the 5 of you, including Luther, to spearhead the troops in a blitz attack against the disjointed greenskins, as the flare of Chamon is affecting not only those within Lashik, but those without. With a number of his more high-ranking individuals being either killed or wounded during this mix-up, the expedition's command being the best options in question. A lot is on the line for this blitz attack. Should you fail, it will mean a possible destruction of the city of Lashik, or at least a razing, one might call it. And we'll go from there. Should you succeed, well, we'll come to that. Hopefully. Maybe. But in the interim, as all of you had gathered, Henry was in fact kind of given somewhat penultimate command of everyone, as he's also in charge of the 50 kind of like cavalrymen, which can be used, at least 1 or 2 of them, as runners to relay orders throughout the push that's going to be coming out from the city walls here. And Henry ordered a full charge. He said, "We're going out there. We are getting in," as everyone began to pile out of the city gates, going as quickly as possible. The winds were beginning to flare once again as you were making your charge, as the greenskins were beginning to hear the approaching enemy coming up over their kind of makeshift embankments that they kind of shoveled together to protect themselves from cannon fire. As they begin to spill over the top of it in a green tide, we were going to see where we were ending up for the night. So, each of you have a regiment of troops at your disposal. Wolfram, since you were not here, you will have joined at the very last second. You woke up from your temporary coma on horseback. No one was there. You were basically told that everyone was meeting at the eastern
This
gate.
happens a lot in real life, too.
Exactly. And so you immediately, moving as quickly as possible, you got there just as everyone was spilling out, and you were given command of 50 handgunners. Full regiment of
on
handgunners.
horseback or
No.
on foot?
On foot.
Okay.
Lucien, you were given the honor of leading essentially the militia soldiers. So about 100 men in total. On foot. Basic kind of like spear or sword and shield. It's kind of a mix-up of weapons, basically just small weapons. Nog was given a contingent of some man-eaters that were mercenary hired, so about 10-man squad of man-eaters. Given over to the Nog, while our lovable wizard, Luther, was given nothing, as he is a force of his own, and will be preoccupied during this battling doing some wizard stuff. But Henry was given the 50 light riders, in addition to his normal contingent of 8 knights. All right, so this is where I'll remind you guys about how the large-scale battles will work, just so that we can get into it from top to bottom. So I will kind of set the scene, but the way mechanically this is going to work is you can either just choose to bolster your men, or you can demoralize the enemy in some way. And this can be either through a kind of like a skill check, or you can perform certain tasks. You can hunt down command-like individuals in the Horde when you meet engagement. You can perform military maneuvers as a company, which can further affect the battle in question if you are successful. And then certain key individuals and certain types of troops are considered are more valuable in the morale of the opposing army and your own. That if they were to get destroyed slowly but surely, it would up your chances of the wall breaking. Now, the wall has significantly more bodies than the expedition / the Sheik blitz attack. However, you are catching them somewhat off foot, a little surprised. They weren't expecting the man things to come flying out of the walls so quickly. So you will get a benefit for that. Just so I can give you guys an idea of what the morale situation is. The Greenskin Wa has a morale of 100. This is based off of the large creatures they have, as well as their kind of command structure. They have several biggins. They have an entire biggin contingent, which are quite literally orcs that have grown to such a size that they are the size of almost ogres. They are big. Not quite as muscular, obviously, but they're like 8, 9 feet tall. And of course, the war boss himself is the size of an ogre. He's massive. There also is some kind of like shamans kind of scattered throughout there as well. Most of them primitive kind of orc shamans, but there might be an interesting one threaded in the army as well. And then, of course, you have to remember that they have a fair number of boar boys. These are large orcs riding large boars that will be running as kind of like shock cavalry. We'll see what you guys do about that. And last but not least, what you guys do know that they have is they do have 5 giants that could be running some kind of interference. If they're left to their own devices, see what happens. So they're starting well for the 100 morale. The expedition, after I tallied all its resources, is only sitting at 60 morale. So you have a not so good chance of coming out on top here. The way this is going to work,
it feels like you might have forgotten to calculate Rory.
I did not
into the mix.
Rory's
It's quite to it, but like 150 probably.
So you can boost your company's morale. Each success level will be 2 points for morale boost if you guys choose to do that on your turn. Or you can demoralize the enemy, and they will suffer morale penalties depending on what you guys are performing. At the end of each round, we will do a kind of like a fight between the armies to see what casualties happen. I'll roll for the greenskins. One of you will roll for the expedition, depending on if you guys have buffed yourselves or not. Every success level over an enemy, you will be allowed to inflict casualties. And I'll give you the options of which groups you can inflict casualties to. Essentially, each success level you can inflict, it's a D10 for troops, a D4 for cavalry/monsters, and then special characters you'll have to have multiple success levels to take one down without doing it yourselves. So, all right, and likewise the enemy will be doing the same. What's that?
What does the morale score do?
That's going to determine if your army breaks.
So if it falls below a certain level.
So once it gets to half,
mm-hmm.
once it gets to half, you're on the verge of breaking.
Okay.
And if once it hits that halfway mark, if you have any more failures after that mark, then everyone is going to break, and your base troops are going to flee. You guys might try to stick around, but essentially the battle will be over at that point. You'll be on your own. So. Also, do remember, you guys are all leading large companies. You are nowhere near each other. So when it comes to aiding one another, that is going to be a difficult proposition. Unless you have, like, I don't know, a handgun that can snipe somebody out. But other than that, it's going to be hard. So keep that in mind if you get yourself in a sticky situation. Nog. Okay. So. Let's go ahead.
Why calling me out specifically? I don't feel good about that.
Let's go ahead and go ahead and roll me initiative. I'm going to see where you guys end up on the initiative board. That's exciting. Whoever ends up going first will determine who attacks first in the actual battle as it's coming out.
And that's just my D10 roll plus initiative, right? So
yes,
that's going to give me a
whatever
9.
Your initiative bonus is.
I rolled the maximum I can roll.
Nice.
Yes, you did, Henry. Yes, you did. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Lucian on the back end. That's okay. It's okay.
I got 11. So I got kind of high mid, I think.
I'm 9.
Right. 9 for Nog. What did you end up with, Henry?
14.
Jesus.
So Henry,
Beautiful.
Wolfram, Nog, Lucian.
Yep, 6 for me.
6 for you? Okay. All right. Let me put you guys in here. Add you this. All right. Henry.
So just to clarify, we can take an individual action, like I could try and shoot somebody,
Yes,
or
you
we
can.
can take I can take an action like some kind of leadership type action to either
Yes.
raise morale of my troops,
Or you could
I
be like,
I can give a command in order
Yes.
to my troops to lower the. Okay.
yeah, you
That's
could be like,
easy, yeah.
everyone take aim, and then that will give them a boost for.
Be a bunch of dead green
for the
skins in a
enemy.
moment.
So, your guys' decisions will greatly impact the flow of this battle. So just keep that in mind. There's a time and place for everything. But the initial round here. So, just to set the scene. Henry, you're definitely going first. So the expedition is going to go first in the attack orders, which could be good. You might be able to get a quick blitz on the enemy and hopefully inflict some damage here before they begin to retaliate. So, to set the scene, Henry, you guys are charging across the landscape here. I need to roll I need somebody to roll me a D100. If you get above a 80, we will have a magical flare. The chances go up the more magic is used. 58, so no flare this turn.
No flare this turn. We are wearing 0 pieces of flare.
Sure. you're not, whatever. So Henry,
This is Friday.
you are in charge of giving orders at the start of the battle. So at the beginning of each round, as long as you are willing, this won't count as your action. You get to determine base orders right from the start until your company gets personally engaged, and then you won't be able to give orders anymore. So right before we're starting, you're kind of leading from the front. What orders are you giving to the rest of the army?
I would give the cavalrymen in order to harass the boar boys.
Okay.
Kind of skirmish, shooting back away.
Okay. What about the rest of the troops here? You got
of my people?
No, everyone else. You're basically leading.
You're the general, bro.
You're the general. Now, I will say your captains can do whatever the fuck they want, and they could probably, might go against your orders, but you're basically giving base orders for everyone to determine what positions they are initially going to take.
I mean, can the handgunners get on the walls? Is that?
You guys are outside of the walls already. They're way past the point. You guys are going out in blitz attack. Now,
I would want the handgunners to thin the crowd before we charge in, if possible.
Okay. So, do you want to? All right. Do you want the infantrymen to hang back and kind of leave an open space for the handgunners?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe guard the handgunners flank.
Essentially, yeah. You have the militia hanging back. What about your man-eaters?
Man-eaters.
Shock troops.
We stand up there, Eddie.
Yeah, I would send the man-eaters to, if there's an area where the orc boy begins.
The biggins, okay.
Because come on, everyone wants to see the big ones fight the big ones.
Okay,
that's right.
So you kind of send out an order. So basically, several of these kind of more fast Arabian Lashik kind of horsemen split off from Henry as you guys are riding out. Yes, Henry.
If I pull one of the cavalrymen to be a messenger, is that doable?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Smart.
I would do that if I can. That way they can relay orders to the handgunner / infantry.
Yeah. So you kind of give orders out, and orders are quickly well, there'd be more than one. A few of the faster horsemen, not your knights, they're not nearly as fast, peel off and begin to kind of disseminate orders as you guys are moving, running across the no man's land right here. As you are about to engage, Henry, or your orders are given out, people are told to fall into place. The hill above before you begins to explode with green bodies. All of them very almost naked, with just very simple cloth clothing covering up the bits that they should have that they don't because they're not people. They're fungus things. Painted in strange blue tattoos across their body, and they're from where their pig-like nose is all the way to the back of their skull is just this white pigment, and it resembles a naked skull, and you'll remember these are called the white skulls for a reason. But as the slathering horde of green flesh tops the hill, you see mostly they would be considered regular boys, though each of them are somewhere around 7 feet tall, and they look like they have all been doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger workout, and they are impressive to say the least as they begin crying out with very primitive bone clubs and wooden spears and things like that as they begin to run out over the top of the hill, screaming the chant of Wa. You do see further back much larger boys. These are the biggins coming up in reserve, and there appears to be a full almost bodyguard unit of the largest orcs you can see even from this distance, which is most obviously Doc head thumper, the warlord of the White Skulls, who has what looks like a tree as a club in one hand, and is holding it about over his head almost effortlessly, crying out for a proper charge from the boys. You do not currently see the boar boys, though you do hear kind of like the sounds of the boars pigging and snouting. In the distance, Henry, off to where there's kind of like more mountainous area, you do see the 5 giants kind of off in the distance, and they are currently grabbing large boulders at their feet. It looks like they're not advancing. They are going to be throwing large stones at the expedition. But Henry, you've given your base orders for now. Those can change, of course, but if anybody wants to change their own orders, they can. But Henry, what would you like to do for the opening salvo here?
Gosh. All right, so they got their chaff coming in first. I would like to attempt to boost our morale.
Okay. All right. Are we going to give a command? Are we gonna how are we gonna do this?
Yeah, I mean, because are we stopping now, or are we still going?
That's up to you.
Oh gosh, the orcs are coming to us, so I would have.
I'm gonna have to stop.
Commanding the handgunners to kind of like take the front of the line and start, shooting the chaff.
Front of the line.
And then as the orcs get closer, the infantry would move in front of the handgunners.
So
Henry would be obviously the tip of the spear.
All right.
Giving those orders, and then as I send the cavalrymen out, the knights would try to be the hammer of the anvil.
All right.
But
as far as boosting morale,
yes, it's leadership.
You can give a leadership roll. You can also intimidate. You can persuade. Like there's you could do many things. So think of it almost like a skill challenge.
Intimidate or leadership.
Your successes will affect the end score whenever we do our rolls.
Henry's giving orders. He's riding up and down the line, so we'll go with leadership.
Okay, give me a leadership roll then.
50-50.
50-50. Let's see what you got, Henry.
Oh, it's a 43.
Hey, that's a success.
That's
a success. All right, so I'm going to add a base. Where are you, my stuff? Nope, that is the wrong thing. There we go. All right, so I'm going to add... Need to do a plus. Nope, that's an equal sign. There we go. All right, so right now you guys have a +2 to that for a single success. All right, Henry. There we go. Got it in. And this was just a leadership kind of like an uplifting speech to your knights in your near vicinity.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about how I'll definitely tell the knights that on this day they all become knights. Battlefield promotion. Giving a speech to how everyone is a son of the Empire now.
Oh, exactly.
A son of Araby. And then I will give the command to the handgunners and then peel off.
Yeah, you peel off almost like a protector kind of unit. You move back to what looks like to the orcs a retreat as they like bellow and scream as you kind of like move back towards your lines, trying to get in a better position to counterattack if necessary. That is going to be the end of Henry's turn. That will bring me to the Wolfram.
All
What
right,
would you like to do, Wolfram?
I'm going to do some hurting on some greenskins. I'm going to try and thin the ranks, like you said. I need to know, where is Lucian's group? Me.
So
to my right, because I'm basically, because after I shoot, I'm going to pull back.
Yes.
So I can get in a better firing position and not be the shield for everybody else.
Yeah, the current position of the militiamen are the two squads have been split. So you've got 50 men to your right, 50 men to your left, right on a line.
Oh, that's perfect.
They're ready to move in after a fire has happened, if necessary.
All right. Okay. I'm going to arrange my troops in 2 lines. I'm going to command them the first line on their knees so we can get maximum firepower.
Okay.
And I'm going to give them a little speech. This is what we're here for, boys. Not for drink, not for women, but for war. Shoot.
Okay.
They're gonna blast.
So
yeah.
Immediately shoot. You're not. Do you want to? Are we going to aim? Or are we
we're going to aim. I'm sorry, that was implied. I apologize.
Okay.
We're going to aim at the largest group of greenskins because that was what Commander Henry, his rider, told me to do.
All right. For the current distance, so basically, for you this is important. You're the only one that's really important for distance. So if you take a shot right now, you're just going to get a flat plus 20 bonus to your troops. Not this is not your shot. This is your base troops. The closer the enemy gets, the higher the bonus gets. And success levels will thin out massive amounts of troops. So it's up to you. Your base handgunners only have a ballistic skill of 35.
Oh shit. Okay.
These are just regular guys. They're not the Wolfram. So...
All right, so we're still, hopefully we'll be able to get back out of the way after this. But
okay, so basically, if you take a shot now,
we're not going to take a shot now. I'm going to let them get closer.
Okay, so basically you're giving the orders to like hold, like get ready, aim. So they have a base 20 for now, and then it will increase each round as long as you're not engaged.
Okay, right. Perfect.
Wolfram, command your individuals to hold. I will also ask for either a leadership or a intimidation check to keep your men in the line.
We're doing leadership. Yeah, we're gonna do leadership.
Okay.
My intimidation is 24.
It's to keep your men from not panicking, essentially.
Okay. Please. That is one level of success. Yeah.
That's all you need. So success level, I'm going to add an additional 2 to that. And you are your men are holding steady even in the face of the wad encroaching. Hold! The men are like looking down at the green tide running towards them, slathering jaws. That'll bring me to the Nog.
That's right. So we've been put to task, boys. We're up against a small smattering of lesser creatures we are. I want you all to get behind me. We're charging in. Put your guts into it, lads.
Put your guts into it, lads. I love it. So Nog, are we full charge ahead?
Yeah.
We're going in,
and we're going in, and we're going to diminish some morale with an intimidation check.
Okay. All right, Nog.
All right.
As
Since
you guys run
11
in,
screaming angry ogres.
Perfectly viable. Yeah, go ahead and give me a intimidation check, Nog.
All right, here we go, guys. Oh, fucking hell! With Rory on my side, that is 8 levels of success.
8 levels of success. That is an impressive amount of intimidation going out. This is going to deal morale damage to your enemies. So yes. I need to actually put
it's almost like 11 ogres charging.
Yep. So they take a big hit as Nog charges forward. The man-eaters just can't be held back as they begin to move forward, and they hit on the kind of like the right flank where they're coming off of. They just slam through the base boys, just begin cleaving skulls, smashing them out of the way as they push in towards the biggins.
There's orc bolognese for anyone who brings me a head.
And there you go. And then in the sheer amount of force and damage that the man-eaters are sowing, the kind of like orc pocket in that direction is already beginning to break up and flee, as the biggins step in to take the place of the lesser boys. All right, that's going to be it for Nog. Lucien, you're last before the horde gets its retaliation.
Right. So as I take it, my orders are currently to protect the gunners.
That was your current orders, yes.
Okay. And I'm basically gonna tell my men to hold fast, since they're still charging at us, right?
Yes, they are. Yes, the main horde is coming towards you. Looks like Nog is dealing some damage to the right flank. It's yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna tell my men, protect the gunners.
Okay.
They shall place themselves upon us, then we shall pierce their heart.
I love it. I love it indeed. So I will need you to make either similar to what several of your other players have made already. You can either choose to do a leadership, an intimidation, persuasion. I need something.
Yeah, it's gonna be leadership.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Critical success of 44.
Let's go.
All right. Would that normally just be a success, like as far as
Yes.
normal? Okay.
Straight success, yeah.
So I will double it for sure, and it is. Well, we will take that into account for defensive purposes. So I think with that, I'm gonna give you guys, because that's pretty good. So I'm gonna give you guys essentially 2 success levels for that. So that puts you at. With that, and then I'm going to give the enemy a negative for their if anybody does come into contact to make a charge, they will have a negative for your defensive maneuver. So they'll basically be minus a success level, so they will have to get more success levels to do anything. All right, and that's Lucien as he gives out very succinct and well-drilled orders out to at least the members of the expedition, where hopefully the base rabble that was kind of mixed into your more seasoned troops, Lucien, take stock and hopefully fall into line the way they should. So far, so good. All right, and that's it for the first bit of the expedition. You hear Luther kind of cry out from the back. Oh my! What is that? As there is what appears to be a hooded and like cloaked individual riding what looks like a small dragon, but it doesn't have any front legs. So I'm not sure what most of your guys' expertise in animals are like out here in the wilderness. This would be known as a wyvern. Not super common, but perhaps some of you probably heard of them. They do have them in the Empire occasionally up in the mountains. But there appears to be a figure riding this wyvern from the sky, and it has a large like skull staff. It appears to be some kind of orc shaman that's kind of waving its little staff around, and Luther is going to be dedicating all his might to preventing the shaman from raining death upon the rest of you. And that's what Luther's going to be doing the rest of the battle. So don't worry, I will handle it, as he begins to engage. So that will bring us into the White Skull's turn. All right. The head thumper begins to give out his orders to his boys. Little gobos begin to kind of like scatter around him, running out in different directions, screaming things in the direction of certain individuals. The boys cannot be wrangled, and they are charging forward as best they can. So, with that in mind, Wolfram, I'm going to roll a charge for these guys to see if they get into melee.
Oh, man.
Do you want to... They could fail. They could fail, and they'd leave them out in the open. But this is your choice since you were preparing. Do you want to preemptively fire upon them before they make their charge? Because you see it happening. You will get an additional plus 10 because they're getting closer. But so this is be a plus 30 for your base handgunners.
Okay.
You can choose to do this, or you can choose to wait to see if their charge fails. If it fails, then you're good. You'll have another round to boost your aim even further.
I don't know what has to happen for the charge to fail, and I'm concerned about that.
I'm going to roll a charge roll for them. Essentially like a weapon skill roll. And if they make it, they're going to charge your line.
I'm gonna look to my left, to my man, and I'm gonna say, "Hold the line."
Okay. Hold the line. Back. I will say, you guys, you will be getting a benefit from Lucian's militiamen, from enemies charging. So I'm gonna roll for them. They have a base weapon skill of. That is because of Lucien. That is a failure. That was just a success, but it is a failure because of the
Lord Lucien
success level.
saves the day.
So they begin to charge forward. Some of the orcs in the front line, kind of like falter for a moment, seeing the men organized in rows of very regimented ranks, and they don't quite make it to ground. They are much closer at this point, Wolfram, as you kind of like held your men at bay for an initial volley here. All right, that's going to be it for the boys. The biggins. The war boss is going to give orders to the boys. And the biggins are going in to the man-eaters. It's happening. So they're going to charge in, Nog. You went full haymaker on everybody.
That's right.
All right. That is going to be a success. They're going to get into melee with the Nog.
Oh, yeah.
So the biggins charge in. There's a clash. Mm-hmm. It's just a success, so there's not really any give or take here. They're also large, so they don't have to take morale tests against you. Since you guys are both of a similar size.
Straight rolls.
Yeah. So you guys just kind of clash, and this is a much larger group, but I mean, you're a group of ogres. Surely you can handle. Oh,
this is just a small buffet, boys.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yes. As they begin to charge in, there is a real fight at hand, Nog.
Keep your minds on second breath, lads.
Hey, boss it! The big ones are coming, boss it! Hey, get ready! As they charge over towards you, kind of like smack some of their own men out of the way as they just kind of bellow and scream and charge. The biggins have like large, like stone cleavers, like massive ones, and they're kind of like dual wielding them as they kind of charge in. And that is going to be it for them. Not a whole much there. Just a success level, doesn't do much to boost them. The Boar Boys. You hear them, Henry. You hear the Boar Boys. However, I need you to make a perception test, Henry.
I'm not good at that. I've got my helmet on.
I will say you can't allocate this to your company. Now, your company only has a base perception of... Well, they're on horseback, so they have a base perception of 40.
A 40?
Yes.
Theirs technically would be better than mine.
Okay. So you get them like giving orders for your company. Go ahead and roll a perception test. We'll see if anybody sees anything.
It's not good, very good. Yeah, fail.
Okay, a fail. So you don't see anything.
You did a 40.
Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, they're good. That the Boar Boys are doing some sneaky stuff. Apparently, they were given some orders. The White Skulls are known for their Boar Boy maneuvers. So you're not sure what they're setting up, but they appear to be setting something up. You're not sure where they're coming from, Henry. All right. And last but not least, for the White Skulls, we have the Giants, who I have readied some very large boulders. And let's see how indiscriminate they are. Okay. Stats. I guess the big blocks. Okay. All right. Let me roll a d4 here, because there's 4 of you. Lucien, you're the lucky guy. As the Giants begin to hurl these boulders in the direction of the opposing army here, they just lob them. They were successful. If they're not successful, they throw them into the orcs because they're not super intelligent. But they have 1 degree of success. His boulders come raining down on the militiamen. Lucien. You guys are going to take some casualties for sure. You guys are going to take. So you lose 3 men for sure, Lucien. I'm going to give you guys a hit on your morale. And I need the Lucien to give me a dodge to not get hit by a boulder as it rolls by. Guess it would be bad. Something you're good at, though. 81. Is that successful, Lucien? Maybe? You're muted?
I'm muted. It's not successful. I'm gonna have to re-roll that.
Roll it. Okay. Go ahead and use your fortune point to re-roll.
That is
37?
Yeah, that's 2 levels of success.
2 levels of success. Okay. Good. You only needed 1. As one of these boulders comes lobbed over and you move out of the way, you witness as some of your men are just pancaked by several of these boulders as they just come smashing down into your lines. I will need Wolfram, one last thing from you before we close out the round. Because they targeted Lucien's men. Okay, so Lucien, I need you to make a cool test for the militiamen.
Oh my god.
Now, you guys have been kind of boosting your individuals. So they have a base cool of, right now, they have a base cool of 45. Oh, 71. Do you want to re-roll, Lucien?
I've only got 1 more.
It's up to you. How many degrees of failure would that be? It'd be 2 degrees of failure. So they wouldn't hit. So it has to be more than half for them to like start to shake. They would just be taking like a morale loss essentially. If you don't want to,
I'm not gonna re-roll it.
Okay. All right. So some of the men kind of like buckle a little bit. They're cool. They're witnessing some of their men get literally flattened by boulders hailing from the sky. The morale damage is significant in that aspect. So that is going to diminish your base morale as you lose. Since you lose men, your base morale is modified. All right, so that brings you guys down to that. Okay. All right, it is time for the end of the round. As all of that ends, no one has engaged in any personal fights yet. Do remember that, if somebody gets engaged with big groups, they can kind of pick out leaders and do one-on-one duels and whatnot.
Did you do the boar boys?
I did.
Okay.
They were doing some sneaking, and the knights could not see them. So they will be in an advantageous position for next round. All right. So at the end of the round, I have got the expedition's morale at a 64 because of your boost, but unfortunately the loss of men. And the greenskin are at... I mean, they've lost quite a bit, so we'll get to that. But I need one of you guys to roll for the expedition's roll. I'll roll for the greenskin.
I'll do it.
Whoever
Unless someone else
wins
wants
will deal morale damage, will deal casualties to the opposing team.
Let's see how you do, Wilfred.
I'm scared. 42.
42. So 42.
Sounds good to me.
That's 2 degrees of success.
All right.
What do I have for the orcs? So that is...
99.
It's 2 degrees of success. I always give it to you guys, though.
Okay.
So so since it's a tie, you guys will deal the equivalent of one damage to them. So they're going to lose men, which brings them down to... All right. So they have lost men for this round. The base morale has changed. It goes back to normal. I mean, the base morale has been modified at this point, but so for the next round, so the combat can drag on quite a bit if we don't start dealing significant damage to each other. But your base contributions are reset to 0 upon the next round. So right now the expedition is at 56 morale, while the orcs are only at 94. They didn't take as significant as I was hoping here. All right, it is the expedition's turn. Round 2. Everyone is closing in much quicker. Henry.
Yes.
What are your orders, Henry?
First order, I will turn to the cavalryman that's with me.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the guy that's like a sergeant or whatever.
Yes.
I'll tell him to stay on the lookout for the boar boys since they haven't shown themselves.
Okay.
And then I will turn to Baudry and my 8 other men. I mean what I said. If we survive this fight, you're all getting promoted. Now look, Baudry. Whatever I do, Baudry, you follow me. When you see
Yes,
me,
sir. Of course.
when you see me retreat out of the pile, you follow me.
I will, sir. I will. He looks nervous. Like they all look extremely
Bet
nervous.
they do. The Emperor, Sigmar, and Ulrich, guide your blades. And I will turn the Kaiser around. We're going in.
Going in? Where are you going in?
I will be the tip of the spear, and I'm gonna go in to try to help Nog.
Okay, so you're gonna smash into some of the base.
Yep.
Now,
We're gonna
Are you
smash from
going-
another angle.
okay, so okay, you're not gonna smash from the right flank. You're gonna go on like maybe the left flank or something like that.
What will be closer?
You would be probably the left would technically be closer, but you can spend time to maneuver. That's not an issue right now. This is like a massive scale battle at this point.
I mean, Nog was on the right flank, right?
He was on the right flank, so you would be closer to the left if you guys wanted to try to sandwich him in.
Yeah, we'll do left then.
Okay. So Henry, you're gonna give me a charge with your men.
Yes.
Your men are not as good as you.
No.
They have a base weapon skill of 35. You will get a plus 20 for a charge, though.
Okay.
So you're looking at a charge under a 55, my friend.
All right. I need to roll under a 50 for myself or for the men, for everybody.
This would be you're leading your company. So since you are leading, I'll give you a further plus 10. So it'll be under
All right.
65.
65.
61.
I'm skipping by.
There you go. Hey, a success is a success. So this is going to deal damage to them, since this is like an attack. All right, so you're going to deal 1 success level of damage, which is that. These are base troops, so they don't deal significant amounts, but every little bit helps. As the knights smash into the normal orc boys, they just immediately smash through the first rank of them, pushing further and further as deep as they can get. A quite little hammer smashing into these to the greenskin filth. As they bellow and call out of the way, you do see the war boss kind of like look over and makes note of the shiny men on horses. All right, that's going to be it for Henry. Time for the Wolfram.
It's time now.
It's time.
All right,
So
I'm gonna.
you were at a plus 30. If you take aim again, you'll be at a plus 50 to this roll.
Yep. And they're on top of us almost, anyways, right?
They're getting close. Like their next
Okay.
charge, they will have a bonus for charging because they're closer.
All right. I'm gonna look to my left again. I'm gonna shout. In a moment, we regroup. But first, let's give them some thunder and the smell of gunpowder. Fire!
All right. You're looking at under an 85 for this Wolfram.
All right.
Let's see
Now,
what
I
you got.
can flub this. I'm very well known to flub this kind of roll. But let's see what
Possible.
happens. Oh, shit. Look at that.
Critical success with a 66.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
Because all these speeches I've given my boys.
Hey, man, the crit. All right, so 6. I'll give you 2, and then we'll double it to 4. So we'll say 4. We'll say 4 success levels, dealing damage to the base horde here. That's that, which brings them down to. Okay. They're getting hurt as just a line of just guns open up, boom, 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 the thunderous roar of black powder. The full front line of the White Skulls just fall down dead. Several of these orcs just blown to pieces. Numerous of them still charging, even though massive wounds in their flesh, blood pumping all over the sands. Despite their injury, still charging forward. Wolfram. Do you give the order to fall back essentially after just one shot? Okay.
We have to reload, so yeah, we have to fall back.
Yeah, so you just boom, boom, and then you begin to you tell the men to retreat further away. And that'll bring us to the Nog. All right, Nog, you're the only one engaged in melee right now in actual combat,
right.
so your options are more limited, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh no, are they though? Yeah.
They are. So you can personally fight if you want.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do remember these creatures are also large, so you won't get your normal super benefits for damage.
Yeah.
And because they're also large, you would know that they're hefty, just like yourself.
Oh yeah, they're hearty.
Yes. So you can either choose to single out a captain-like figure, a leader of some kind in these boys.
My counterpart, perhaps.
Or you can have the man-eaters fight and just do kind of like a almost like a miniature version of what we've been doing.
So if I choose to engage in, individual melee, what about my troops? Are they just doing troop things as I fight, or
They will you're rolling like a miniature fight, just for your troops to deal damage against the biggins.
Yeah, so Nog, being headstrong and who he is, he's going to want to fight a person, a target.
All right,
so,
all right. So Nog's
and then,
going on.
The other 10 ogres can get their
That's fine.
fill.
Yeah. All right, so Nog, you are challenging a champion.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a bad idea.
No, it's not, Nog. So basically, Nog, you as you guys are fighting into the you cut your way through the chaff like
Yeah.
they were not there. But now you've hit a wall, a rival wall to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as they begin coming in, you bat away 2 or 3 of these upstart biggins. But then you see a true. It's like, damn, that's a biggin right
I
there.
like what is it? The no more little biggins is a big biggin.
Yeah. Rory goes, boss, I think that one's there, boss, right there. Look at him. He cuffed the other one upside the head. As you look over, he just
Rory.
you see him just smack another dude and just like caves his skull in, and he falls dead at his feet.
It's like
He
game,
looks at
respect
you.
game. He sees me.
Yeah, this like savage look in his eyes, draped in this primitive clothing.
Yes.
You're about to be the first person in the party to fight a greenskin.
That's awesome.
So,
Boy,
well,
if I knew I were meeting my maker, I would have dressed better than you, pal.
it doesn't. The sad thing is, it just like it doesn't have language. It just goes.
Still talk shit to it. Yeah.
Like it's just this primitive creature.
I see
As
that
it
you
runs
agree.
towards you. As it runs towards you, go ahead and give me an attack roll, Nog.
Come on, dice, don't fail me now.
See how you do against one of these biggins.
That's a 61 under an 80, so that's 2 levels. Plus Rory gives me 3 levels of success.
All right. What? How is Rory giving you? Oh yeah, because of your boost. The
Standing
little
up
guy
for
boost.
the little guy, that's
You get
right.
an extra success level.
I need to wear like a belt of halflings.
Yes. So my biggin here. Damn it, man. He gets just a success. It's not enough, Nog. How much damage would that be, Nog?
All right, so with my strength of 6, my basic weapon is a 5, so that's an 11.
Plus your success levels.
Plus my success levels of 3, so that's a 14.
14 wounds coming through. You get to be the first to experience this as well, Nog. Roll me a d10.
Oh, this is something new, huh?
On a 8+, the injury
Alright.
does nothing
Ooh,
because
alright.
of the orc tattoos.
Okay, let's get a low ball here, fellas. Oh, that sucks.
Oh no!
When you don't want a 0.
The luck of the greenskin kicks in
okay.
as you
So
see that
that did nothing.
the savage orcs have these blue tattoos that I described before, and it's basically a ward save. And as you
Blue
are
abba
fighting,
die.
you bring your scimitar and you cleave it down into into your rival here. It chops into the flesh, but it doesn't appear to pierce anything vital. As he just kind of like grabs you by the wrist and like pushes it out of his body, and he appears unharmed despite the massive damage you dealt to him, Nog.
It's disheartening to some degree.
I'm sorry,
It's
Nog.
all right.
You do get a point of momentum though, so you have a point of momentum
so
going forward.
we're up by 1 moment. Good.
Yes. And we'll get to your fight later, Nog.
Okay.
You are
well,
engaged,
We're
my
still
friend.
in it. Yeah,
You're
buddy.
still in it.
Well, Nog would go charging in because with his acute senses, he would
Exactly.
see young Henry coming to bolster the flank, and he would feel, he'd feel like this was probably still a good idea.
All right, that will bring me to Lucien.
Okay, so how close are the charging greenskins?
They're gonna get a plus 20 boost to their charge next turn. Now you can countercharge if you'd like. You could charge yourself and prevent them from getting their charge bonus if you'd like.
What kind of test is that going to be?
It's just a weapon skill test. You get a plus 20 to the roll.
Okay.
And now it will be for your men, not for you.
So what's their weapon skill?
They have a 35.
That
normally.
doesn't sound great.
They're basic guys. Now the average dude is a 30. Your men are a 35. They've gotten some training in.
Good.
Oh, actually, no. I think you guys are at a 40 actually. Yeah. The expedition troops are at a 40.
So we could try to countercharge.
You could attempt to charge back out there. If you fail, you will basically just be in regular melee with them. You won't get any benefits.
If we succeed,
if you succeed, you will deal damage. You'll deal damage. You'll start culling the horde here, and you'll deal morale damage.
okay. I don't want to get charged by them.
You could go on defense. You could order some kind of defensive maneuver.
So we could actually like
Prevent them from getting any charge bonuses off and stuff like that. You could do that as well if you'd like.
so kind of like plant spears.
Yeah.
Shield wall.
Basically, yeah, if you'd like to.
Okay. Is that like a holding a move, or is that do I make some kind of
So let's see. How would we try to rule that one? Let's see here. I'd hate to keep asking for leadership tests for everything.
it's going to be a leadership test, and I'm just going to countercharge.
Countercharge instead.
Yeah.
I'd have to be something like drill oriented.
I think my best chance of success is just to
Okay.
try and overwhelm the stragglers that are getting through.
Okay. Well, then, if that's what you want to try, you can try that.
Okay. Well, here we go.
All right. So your base guys are at a 40, countercharging. That puts them at a 60. Roll to 35.
2 levels of success.
2 levels of success. As just from the essentially, you've timed this quite well, Lucian. As the handgunners opened up, you immediately, as they begin to fall back, you order your men just like a full, like draw your, you draw your rapier and just point like the the full charge as the men just charging the greenskin line as they're somewhat like disheveled. They haven't regrouped yet. And as you hit them, you deal pretty decent damage to their morale. So let me do this. For just base troops, you're cleaving into the chaff, but every little bit counts. You guys are doing damage as you move in, and now they won't get a charge bonus. They'll have to actually attack. And that is going to be it for Lucien. Luther is still trying to hold off the flying orc shaman in the background. How about you? He says explosions of very diminished fire because of the flare of magic in the nearby vicinity that I forgot to roll for. Let me roll for it. I failed miserably. So
Hit him with a dart.
yeah, he's like, just magic flying around. Yeah, flying all around. Okay, that is going to be it for the expedition then. All right, that is going to bring us to. This is where it might get interesting. That is going to bring us to the White Skulls. Doc Head Thumper begins to give orders out. Grabs a goblin by the head, picks it up. It looks like a small child in his hand. He just crushes it. And then he like smears its parts across his face. And he looks towards the mighty Henry and goes, "Bah!" As he orders a full charge into the men down below. So him and his biggin horde are going to charge towards Henry and his crew. Let's see how they do. They're going to smash through their own troops in the process, which will deal morale damage. They don't care. He fails miserably. He gets bogged down and smacking the boys around. They don't make it in time. He's moving forward. They're just kind of smacking them away, but you see them coming, Henry, quite obviously, as you kind of look about. The Biggins fighting the Nog. I think we are going to continue our fight, Nog, because
Oh yeah. I
think
challenged
the,
this fella's honor. He doesn't have
it
any
was
honor.
a formal challenge, and
Yeah.
it will be retaliated at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. I picked
All right, go
this
ahead
fight.
and defend yourself, Nog.
Defend yourself.
I do
But
have a
my
single success.
That's right. I have my momentum.
All right,
All right. Not bad. 21.
21.
So
21.
11.
Okay then. Okay. So that is going to
Can
be.
you roll a 1? Can you roll a 1?
I only have one level of success.
Oh.
So, ooh, you're at minus 30 to all your rolls, Nog, for your critical wounds.
No.
Yes, you are.
We not minus 30. I think we went to minus 20.
Are you sure? Did you go minus 20?
Yeah. I always forget to take my negs. That's for sure. But if you say it's through 30, I'll take 30.
Yeah, you have a minor and a major, so it's 30.
So that
And
would
neither of them
make
got
that
fixed?
They can't be fixed. It just
I
takes
have
time.
to be down for months.
It just takes time.
have to
It's gonna be like it was like
infirmary.
26 days or something
It's
for
like
him to heal.
missing muscles,
Yeah.
muscle flesh.
Yeah, he has torn muscles and things all over his back. He's all fucked up.
So
but
that
it's not going to matter for this. You're
So the
this
word
would be
minor
at a 40
is really
yeah.
a
This would be at a
minor
40.
injury is a minus 10 to all rolls, and then a major injury is minus 20, and he has one of each to his body.
And I always
so,
forget.
Yeah.
But that would make this roll then a 41.
Yeah. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're still good. And
Okay.
in the clash here, Nog.
Yeah. I gotta keep that in mind.
You're starting to feel it, Nog, as you're kind of you're pressed back. You still get an additional point of momentum, so you're 2 points of momentum now if
Okay.
you choose to fight.
Oh, and I didn't take my bonus for Rory, so it all came out in the wash.
All right, that is going to bring us to
So now I have 2 momentum and a Rory, which
he gives you a success level. He doesn't
Right.
add to the roll. He just gives you a success.
I
level.
know. And so that gives me that basically gives me we're back at 0.
Yeah.
2 momentums and a Rory.
Yeah. All right, so the Boar Boys are going to come out of their concealment. They get an additional plus 20 to their charge. And since the militiamen moved forward, they're going to charge the handgunners. They have a plus 40 to the charge here.
I protest.
You cannot. as they get 3 levels of success as the Boar Boys come around the flank as everyone else is engaged. Henry is going in deep. One of your men turn around, Henry, and they say, The Boars have come! As you look back, Henry, you see it looks like a group of probably 30 or 40 of these greenskin riding these massive boars come charging from from much further down in a blind spot on your left flank. They cascade in to the handgunners as they're beginning to reload. Wolfram, you look up and you say, oh shit! And go ahead and give me a dodge roll, Wolfram.
All right.
to not get hit as they come charging through.
That's 2 levels of success.
2 levels of success. Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
They charge in, Wolfram, as you kind of move out of the way. I want to imagine Wolfram probably grabs another handgunner and throws him in the way as they are trampled down. As you're going to be losing men on this one. So
Protect me!
oh shit! As is happening, you guys are going to lose. They're just base troops, thank God. But still, actually, no, handguns are worth more. So you're looking at. All right. You've lost 11 handgunners in the initial charge, Wolfram. Just like smacked
Much
through.
lighter than I thought it was going to be.
Everyone they're beginning to like kind of move around. Oh shit! You're not at the breaking point, but you do have Orc Boar Boys in your lines right now, Wolfram. All right, and that will bring us to that. Okay. With that, oh, the Giants.
Oh yes.
They're throwing more boulders. It's happening. They begin to lob boulders. I hope that's a critical miss. It is. Their ballistic skill isn't good enough. Just barely. Just barely. So as they begin to lob boulders, one of them goes to throw, and it just pelts one of the other giants in the side of the head. Just so one of them kind of like falls over. And then you hear like a scuffle as the giants are beginning to argue, and you feel like they might not be able to act in the next round of combat. Thankfully, as they begin to squabble with each other. But that ends the round. The regular orcs that are currently engaged with the militiamen are going to attempt to fight Lucien. Yeah, they don't really have any like captains or anything, so it's just gonna be a flat fight. So you're looking for under a 40, Lucien. Go ahead and roll. You guys made a charge, so I will give your regiment a point of momentum, so it'll be under a 50.
Nice.
I do have 2 levels of success, strangely enough, from the orcs.
Oh,
Ooh, 3 levels
I
of
wish
success.
we had rapiers.
I know. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite
I know, a
work
little
like
bit
that.
Damn it.
You're the only one with rapiers. Now, I will say, the further the campaign goes, if you want to start outfitting your own private regiment with stuff, we can talk about that. So,
Okay.
as you begin to like personally train and whatnot. But for now, there's a hell of a push, Lucy. I'm not gonna lie, especially from these well-drilled men apparently. As the orcs are driven back, despite their physical size and strength, the militia are able to kind of like turn the tides and keep them from inflicting any significant damage. All right, that is going to be it for the second round. We will need to do our morale roll at the end. Okay, between the two of you, I need somebody to roll me a D100. You guys are down to a 50 for your morale, so it needs to be under 50.
All right, I'll take this one.
The orcs have 1 degree of success.
What are we shooting for?
You're looking for below a 50, Nog.
How about a 39?
All right. There we go.
As long as the team doesn't have to take my
guys-
penalties, right?
You guys tied. Yeah, you guys tied. I always give it to you. So you will deal. It's not a lot, but it's something. So you deal 2 damage. So you take out a few more men. So that brings them down to 80 morale now instead of 82 morale.
And can I ask? So, like you mentioned that once we get to half morale, but that's half our starting. So
Half
we
what
would
your
be at
starting
30,
was.
right?
So yeah, you guys need to get down to past 30 before you start taking the big checks. So for them, they need to get down to 50. So they need 30 more morale damage. Certain types of troops are worth more. Kind of explained that earlier, depending on how you guys do this. So far, you guys have only really inflicted casualties on the base guys, which are not significant. It adds up in the long run, but it's not like major damage.
I mean,
So,
that's all right. It's about to get spicy though.
about to get spicy
It'd be
indeed.
nice if the knights and some ogres actually did some of the work instead of the militiamen and the handgunners.
As the handgunners are getting butchered right now.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry, we don't have weapons that fire from 100 yards away.
damn it, man.
That must be why you haven't done any damage.
All right, Henry. You unfortunately, since you're engaged in combat now, you will not be able to give orders to the army, but you can give orders to your immediate troops if you'd like to, or you can take charge yourself, depending on what you want to do.
Well, I mean, I see the war boss charging me, and I know if you cut the head off.
He's trying to get to you. He hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah. So Henry's doing Henry's taking charge of himself now.
Okay.
We're gonna
You can peel
through.
off on your own and then just push your way through. A challenge.
Yeah, I want to cleave my way through to get to this war boss.
Give me a roll here. Now I will say you can do one of two different things. You can give me an intimidation roll. To just like basically force your lessers out of your way to give you a straight line towards the war boss, or you can make a full charge and try to push your way through, which will deal morale damage, but it just won't be as easy.
What do I have to? What am I looking at on the full charge?
If you do the full charge, you will deal, depending on your success levels, you will deal damage to their morale total. If you do the intimidation check, it will be easier because you guys are, you're on a scary horse towards their base guys. And
would I use my cavalry for the charge check?
No, for you could just use your normal like weapon skill charge like rules.
Okay. What are those? Do you know?
So it's just your weapons, your weapon roll. You get a +20 for charging.
Okay. All right, yeah, we'll do that because that's significantly better.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it's
intimidating people.
Yeah.
All right. Keep in mind, I do have my sword that corrupts me.
Oh, you're using that?
I had Baudry pick it up for me.
You pull it out?
Yeah, because the lance is useless now since I got orcs
I
all
like
around
your
me.
style, bro.
All right. You kind of like toss the lance down. You draw.
Raise the darkness.
You draw the interesting ornamented bladed weapon.
All right.
Right. The thirsting blade is drawn, and you charge.
18.
18. How many levels?
With a +20, it would have been out of 80.
Damn.
Astounding.
Okay, so 6 degrees of success, Henry. As you just push your way to the war boss, in like a bellow of challenge. As soon as you draw the blade, this is interesting, Henry, because you feel something. One might call it an unnatural gaze rests upon you in this moment, Henry, as you begin to cleave heads from their from their bodies, skulls toppling, blood spurting across you, covered in it, Henry, bathing in it, one might say. I'm gonna need you to give me a cool test, Henry.
Cool test, huh?
Any
Yes.
negatives or just straight
Not
cool?
yet. Not yet. Regular
yet?
cool test for now.
That's
A
a 4 out of
4.
62.
Damn, Henry's keeping it. You feel a heat emanating from inside your body, Henry. As you peel away from your troops and trying to cut the head off the snake here, significant damage to the morale of the White Skulls if you were to kill their war boss. But as you just demoralize their troops, cutting through them, the rage does not take hold yet.
Henry's just
But you-
stone-faced.
Yes, just like it's brutal. It's in brutal fashion, just cleaving skulls here. You deal significant damage on your way in though, so that's.
But in his head, there's like a nice aria playing as he's like, oh.
The orcs, the White Skulls are down to 66 morale after that massive push from Henry. Henry's just demoralizing them right now as he pushes through and engages with the war boss. You push through. His bodyguards split away as he kind of like tosses some of them away and he squares off against you, Henry.
So this is a 5'10" versus a.
You're on a horse.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're on your horse, so
He's still probably bigger than me though.
Armored.
he's probably still taller than you, even on your horse, which is saying something. So he's like the 11 foot, 12 foot tall mark.
Oh my God,
He's
it's like
massive.
A black orc.
Yeah, he's huge. He is a savage orc though, so no armor
Yes.
whatsoever, just the
Yes,
tattoos.
almost naked.
All right, that will bring me then to the Wolfman, Wolfram.
All
What are
right,
you gonna do,
so
Wolfram?
I've got a regiment of boar boys right in the middle of my regiment, right?
Yes, you're currently engaged in melee combat of some kind, Wolfram. Now, from a tactical perspective, your regiment is engaged. That doesn't mean everyone is like in melee, so you don't have to be in melee unless you want to be. If you want to do something on your own.
I'm just trying to think how to get my guys free up from this. Do any of them have their? Did anybody get their gun loaded?
I mean, we can see if you try to attack. So basically they will get the negatives of. They will get a -20 to their shots right now because that's going to be the difference of how many people got their gun loaded and how many people didn't.
Okay, so that means they would have to roll under a 15. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how about this? What if I can I try and rally my boys to withdraw and just a few steps and kind of form a line again?
You could try.
To fight?
You could try that,
Okay.
Wolfram. I will
All right, let's do
say
that.
it would have to be. You'd have to be pretty good. You realize this is not cavalry. Like you're not getting away from them.
All right, that's just. I guess
it's not gonna
we gotta fight our way
happen.
up then. Yeah, we'll fight our way up then.
You fight your way out. Do you want
yeah.
to challenge someone personally, Wolfram?
Do I see a head, a leader?
You could.
Oh, am I
You
gonna have to fight this guy in melee? No, I don't want to
No,
challenge
no,
anybody,
it doesn't
man.
have to be in melee. You could draw a pistol and blow someone's head off. I mean,
if I see a leader, I'm gonna draw a pistol and I'm gonna put
give
my
me
feet on
a
him.
shot, Wolfram, and we'll see if you see anybody. This will be a big determining factor here. Now we'll say trying to shoot. Yeah, just your black powder pistol. Mm-hmm. Now we'll say you'll have to take the aim action. There'll be the -20 to shoot someone off of their mount because they're riding.
Okay. All right. Called shot, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That'll be harder. That'll be a lot harder. But I got a 6. Does that work?
Oh shit! All right. How much damage is it, Wolfram?
I think that's. Let me see here. So I had a -20, so I had to get under 60. So it's 5 levels of success.
Okay.
On top of the 11, so I think that's. Let me double check here.
16.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. No, it's 15.
15.
And 15? It's impale. Yeah, so it's penetrating too. But they don't have any armor anyway, right?
No, they don't. They have no armor. Okay. They do have a ward save. I need you to roll a d10.
Oh man.
You need to roll under a 7, so an 8 up. Doesn't do any damage.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
A 1. You're good. Good. It goes through.
Oh man.
Wolfram, you draw your pistol, seeing your men, and you see what looks like kind of like a bigger figure on one of the boards. He's like, give like, crush the little one as you draw your pistol. Boom! The individual in question just takes it in the head, and you watch as it falls off the boar. The boar begins to ride off. And then into your horror, Wolfram, it begins to rise as it is not dead. With that shot, it just goes, and there's like this massive hole in its head. It just kind of like scratches at it. You see it like touching in the skull, and then it looks at you. So you are now engaged in a private duel with the with a boar boy, Wolfram. Wow. It is severely wounded though. You hope.
So I'll still be able to use another pistol in a melee duel. He'll just be able to dodge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, you're gonna have to make a dodge roll this whenever their turn comes, and then we'll resolve that. So Wolfram, you're engaged. You didn't kill him, but I mean you did kind of cap their leadership. So I'll give them a penalty, not a permanent penalty, but I'll give them a penalty. So So we'll get a... Boar boys are worth 3, so I'll give them a 3 penalty.
I was inspired by the dark power emanating from Henry.
We'll see about that.
Being so crafted, I could feel it across the battlefield.
Feel it.
It energized me.
All right, let's move on down to the Nog. What are you and the Man-Eaters going to do, Nog?
Oh. So I could again choose to make a group action or a personal action.
Yes, and
Okay.
you're still engaged in like a private duel, but you don't have to pursue that. You
Gotcha.
can have your Man-Eaters act.
Let's can we do another morale rally and attempt
Sure.
a large intimidation?
Okay, yeah, you give me intimidation.
Now that we have Henry on our side.
Yeah, that will demoralize the enemy for their roll at the end of the round. If you'd like to do that.
That
85.
All right, so that's an 85 against an 80. My momentum doesn't count.
Now does because it's not for the your regiment was successful though.
Rory, so sticking up for the little guy still gives me a success level on.
Success level. I'll give you the
yeah.
success level. It'll be just a success.
Just one.
Yeah, that's fine though. This is against
because we are in the thick of it.
Quite literally, yes.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a massive boost, but you'll get an additional 3 penalty. They'll get an additional 3 penalty.
We can hold the line.
So that gives them a -6 to their morale right now.
Yeah.
So you kind of
it's just they all rage and bang against their gut plates.
Yeah. All right, Nog. That was that. Let's go and move on down to Lucien. What are we doing, Lucien?
So what's the state of my troops and the?
So you are engaging the kind of like the base boys and holding your own quite well so far, Lucien. So option wise, you could try to privately duel one of the orcs if you'd like, Lucien.
Will my men continue to fight, or is that?
Yeah. They're considered fighting now. They will not.
That's basically just like calculated the morale roll at the end of
at the very end. But so basically, you can have them inflict morale damage outright, like killing enemy now for a check, or you guys wait till the end of the round and then we just kind of like factor it in, depending on how it goes.
And if I'm successful,
if you kill a leader. That's -5 morale.
Am I starting to see any kind of captains or any?
If you choose to go that route, one will present itself, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, I think I'd like to do that.
Okay, Lucien. So you spot what looks like he's not like gigantic, but I mean he's gigantic compared to you. These creatures are massive. They've all been hitting the weights pretty damn hard from the looks of it. This giant green-skinned creature kind of fumbles out. You see it kind of like crunch into one of your men. Doesn't necessarily kill him, but then you intervene and you realize this one's just a little bit bigger than the rest. Probably some kind of leader. Go ahead and give me an attack roll, Lucien.
Did the previous dodge roll count as an opposed test?
Oh, when you dodge the boulder? No, that does not,
Did not,
unfortunately.
Okay.
$63.
That's going to be a straight success, or 1 level of success, right?
1 level of success. I have 3 levels of failure on the green skin.
Let's go.
All right, 63. This might not matter because they don't have any armor, but it might matter if something else happens. That hits that's just a body shot, straight in the gut. Go ahead and roll a d10, and we'll see if the ward save kicks in or not, Lucien.
Come on now.
You're looking below. You need like a 7 below.
Let's go. That's a 3.
3. You're good. Okay, so how much damage are we talking?
So that's going to be 7 wounds.
7?
Yep. And using dual wielder,
All right.
I will also take my pistol out.
Okay. Give me a shot.
Yep.
Yeah, I
that'll
mean,
be a
yeah,
30.
be quite surprised. Since you're so close, he will get an opportunity to try to deflect it. Normally they're unopposed, but since you're in melee, they can oppose the test.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's
that goes
be...
the same for you guys as well, when you're in melee.
Okay.
All right, so that is set. Let me get the damage down though first. So 7 damage. Let me find my boys. There they are. All right, they're hardy as fuck. Just FYI.
Hopefully not nimble.
Not nimble though. So go ahead and give me a shot with the old pistol.
Well, that's gonna be a 36.
Okay,
Since I rolled a
36.
63. Yeah, since I rolled a 63.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, because
Yep.
of dual wielder.
Yep. It'll be a
Dude.
straight. It'll be a straight success.
Straight success. He has a degree of failure. Goes straight through. How much damage?
Okay, calculating that is.
So 36 under your ballistic skill plus your range, black powder, something like that.
Yeah. Wolfram, do you know what the?
Yeah,
base
so
damage is for...
I have talents that give me extra, so yours should be 8 wounds for the
Okay.
pistol.
With a straight success.
Yeah, straight success is made across the board then. Yeah.
8 from the
8
pistol.
wounds.
All right, 8 wounds. Roll a d10, please. We'll see if its ward
Come
save kicks in.
on. What? Yes, that's a 4.
4. Okay, it's good. Goes through. All right, so 8. That brings it. So that is all right. It takes a shot to the shoulder after you stab it, and then you draw a pistol with your offhand and then shoot. It takes a huge chunk out of its left shoulder. But this thing is no mere man, Lucien, and it's still coming for you. You have to wriggle your blade free as it appears to like just savagely begin to swing its clubs around. But you're engaged, and you have a good opportunity to deal some damage, possibly next turn. But you do get 1 point of momentum for having both successes there. Good call, good call. All right, that is going to be the end of the expedition's turn. Brings us to the White Skulls for the retaliation. The Head Thumper is currently in a duel with Henry. As Henry's made space on his horse, the Head Thumper is going to try to sweep and cleave Henry off of his mount. So Henry, go ahead and defend yourself.
Don't forget your momentum.
You do have a single point of momentum, Henry. Oh, what do we get, Henry?
The momentum would put me that if I use a fortune point, it would just be a regular success.
Okay. Are you going to?
I want to know if he succeeded.
So, I'll give this to you. As you watch, this seems like he's got a full-size tree.
Yes.
Great for killing small creatures. You are not a small creature right now.
No.
So, as he goes to swing it, you with your base success, or even your you don't even have to use it actually. He's got 2 degrees of failure.
Okay.
So as he goes to swing it, you maneuver the mount to the side. As he just swings an open space, and he looks like he's very out of position. You gain a point of momentum. And he just like screams out, "Ah, stop moving!" And that's all that the Head Thump was going to do. His Biggins. fighting into Nog. Nog, the lead biggin wants to kill you because if he takes you down,
it's gonna
your man-eaters will
demoralize my
break quite
pals.
easily.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We don't need that.
So
What you need from me, boss?
defend yourself, Nog, as the head biggin tries to cleave you down.
Oh, nice. A 38.
Under
My
50 or something like
defense,
that?
yeah, it'd be so with 2 momentums and a Rory.
Yeah, put you whatever you normally are.
Yeah, so that's 5. No,
5
4.
degrees. Yep, no problem. Nog, easily able to parry aside the blow, probably laughing a little bit in the process. Rory goes, That's right, Governor. That's what you get, damn it.
Popping on
Points
the
down
head
at the
with
little at the little guy, points down,
Yeah.
spits on him maybe. I don't know.
That's
That's
trash
more of
talking
a,
happen. I love
Is
it.
that
more
a
of a fierce
talent
galactic thing.
that give that like standing up for the little man?
Yes,
Is
it
that a
is.
talent?
It's an
Yeah.
ogre talent. Stand
Yeah.
up for the little guy.
I love it. I love it. That's why I need a belt of halflings. Give me 5 more halflings to straight them out. Roy can keep them in line.
Ridiculous.
And chuck them
Alright.
if I need to.
Here come the Boar Boys, Wolfram. It will be a duel with the leader. As
You can certainly try.
as he charges towards you, as you've almost you have blown most of his brains onto the ground, but it appears that his body's not kept up with it yet. He's still going. As the orc kind of charges towards you, go ahead and give me a dodge roll.
Okay, let me see. What
Have-
all right.
A degree of success on the charge.
Does
here.
my momentum from my
from your shot?
pistol
Yes.
shot count for my dodge? Okay.
Yes.
Don't flub this up. All right, that's 23.
Oh,
so that is. Hold on, I think that's 6 levels of success.
6 levels? No problem.
7. No, not 7. Not
Yeah.
7. 5. 5
It
levels.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what he
Yeah.
only had 1, so easily Wolfram. He's way off center. You think that when you shot him, there's not much left up there, and he doesn't even charge directly at you. He's just
Got that inner ear all messed up.
Yeah, you kind of roll out of the side, preparing to draw your second pistol.
Oh, yeah, that's-
And that is going to be it for the Boar Boys. That will bring me to... The Giants can't do anything this turn because of their crit fail last turn. So they're still squabbling. And at the very end of their kind of like turn, like one of the Giants just kind of like grabs a rock at this point and like is like gearing up, and the rest of them fall in line. Looks like they're getting ready for next turn. The regular orcs, the one that is in a duel with Lucien, will attempt to retaliate Lucien. Go ahead and defend yourself. I have 6 degrees of failure on the dice. So there's not much you can do to not win this. How about a critical success?
That freaking roll is incredible.
Oh
crit
my
success.
god. Oh, it's a lot. Here's the only thing. Roll me a d10. You need under a 7.
Please.
This is their ward save. If you roll under a 7, you will have killed this leader during its turn. That does it, Lucien.
I was going to riposte him anyways.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you got him. You got him no matter what. As he moves in, you kind of move to the side nonchalantly and just like pierce through the top of the skull, just straight up, and pull the blade out. The creature doesn't even know it's dead for a moment, and then it just kind of slumps to the ground. As it does, the nearby orcs that witness it kind of like looking a little scared as they look on to Lucien, who very nimbly just cut down one of their like larger bully kind of like captains.
Little shadow of Mordor moment.
That is. And
Warlord execution.
that severely demoralizes the orc line, actually, quite a bit. Lucien, they're almost even with you guys, which is saying something because they have severe advantages. All right, as the blade falls.
Was the war boss leader? Was he? I mean, the boar boy leader. Was he worth anything, or is he just kind of like a regular trooper?
He's worth 5 plus he's one of them, so he'd be worth 8. He'd be worth 8 morale if you kill him. So yeah, singling out leaders is a good way to, cripple an army. So you guys are doing pretty good. All right. That is the end of the turn. We are going to roll for our end turn stuff to see how the expedition does. The current morale for the expedition is 50. The current morale with the negative modifiers for the greenskins is a 55. You guys are almost, they started off way ahead of you. So
do it, Lucian. You're on fire.
Somebody roll for the expedition. You want to roll below a 50.
You want that one, Wolf? No, Lucian? All right.
No. Does Henry or Lucian not want to make that roll?
No.
Henry can go next time. I'll go this turn.
All right. You're hot right now, Lucian.
You are hot.
He's hot.
Feel the heat.
Fuck yeah.
See what I'm
Damn
talking
it,
about?
man.
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
I have 2 degrees of success. I thought I had it in the bad. I rolled a 36. And I was like, nope, not enough.
No, you don't.
Oh,
Turns
damn
out.
it, man. Okay, so that's 3 degrees of success. Beats him.
Yes.
Beats him yet again. All right, so I'll reset that. And then that is going to be
We got them scared, boys.
6 more. Jeez, they're feeling it. All right, so their base is down to 55 now, so they're right where they were with their negative modifier. It's looking pretty bad. If they take 5 more morale, they'll be shaken, and they'll have to make their war boss, since he's still alive, will have to make a leadership test to try to keep him in line. Okay. At the end of the round, I am going to need Henry to give me a cool test at -20 now.
Oh. All right. I need a 42.
Let's see what you get, Henry.
Nope.
Fail, Henry. Would you like to re-roll it?
No, I want to save my rerolls for the war boss.
Of course you do, Henry. Of course you do.
That's more important.
As Henry's your turn's about to come up anyway, Henry. But you feel the hot pulse from inside your body, Henry. You are the proud owner of 2 more points of corruption. Go ahead and put that on you. As you feel heat beginning to emanate from your eyes, you taste blood in your mouth. We'll see what goes from there. You are inflicted in what I'm going to refer to as a frenzy. You get an extra attack, but you will not stop attacking until your enemies flee from you.
Yes.
So there you go. You will not stop until you break the enemy, or you are broken yourself. One or the other.
Yes.
For now. So there we go. And as the shift of something begins to overtake Henry, something deep within him begins to well outwards, the gaze of some foul creature, entity in question. You watch Henry as your Squire Bavri pushes his way through the orc horde. He comes up beside you.
No!
Says, "We've got them on the run, sir. We can do this!" As you look at him with this infernal gaze. And that's where we're going to take our first break.